Hello mathematicians. Today we see one nice problem from linear algebra regarding diagonalizability. So we made three series of videos on diagonalizable matrices and related results. So if you haven't checked it, please check in my channel. The title is CSR problems related to diagonalizable matrices part 1, part 2, part 3. All the results regarding diagonalizable matrices are discussed in these three videos. Okay, let's see the content of this problem. Let M2 of R, so set of all 2 by 2 real matrices, we consider M2 of R and I fix a matrix A belongs to M2 of R. Okay, and we assume that this matrix has trace 2 and determinant minus 3. Now we are identifying M2 of R with R power 4 because M2 of R is a 2 by 2 real matrices. Basically, it has 4 entries. R power also, it you can think of elements of R power 4 as a column vectors has 4 entries, right? So that way we can identify M2 of R and R power 4. Now we define a linear transformation from M2 of R to M2 of R. A linear transformation can be defined between any two vector spaces. This M2 of R is also a vector space, right? You can add two matrices, you can scalar multiply a matrix, therefore M2 of R form a vector space. So we define a linear transformation T from M2 of R to M2 of R by T of B equal to AB. Okay, so this B is an arbitrary matrix. So you take a arbitrary B from M2 of R and its image will be AB, where this A is the matrix we already fixed. A is a matrix satisfying trace 2 and determinant minus 3. Okay, one thing is to we clearly notice is A is fixed, but B is varying. Okay, let's see. Then which of the following statements are true? T is diagonalizable, 2 is an eigenvector of T, T is invertible, then T of B equal to B for some 0 not equal to B in M2 of R. Okay, how to attack this problem? So, so there is a this linear transformation T defined using the matrix A. Okay, so we will show that the eigenvalues of A and eigenvalues of T, there is a connection. Also, I mean, what is the connection? We will prove that the minimal polynomial of A and minimal polynomial of T both are equal. Okay, but note that A is a 2 by 2 real matrix means A is a linear transformation from R2 to R2. Okay, that is some linear transformation. Using this linear transformation, we are defining a new linear transformation. This goes from this set of all matrices to set of all matrices. This is a some different linear transformation defined using A, but the beauty is this linear transformation A and this linear transformation D, they are going to they have the same minimal polynomial. So once we know they have the same minimal polynomial, we can using that observation we can solve this problem easily. Okay, so our idea is to prove that T and A have the same minimal polynomial. Let's see. So this result is true in arbitrary. I mean, in general in M and R, not necessarily M2 of R. So we prove this result. They have the same minimal polynomial in M and of R. Then we use that result for n equal to 2 and we conclude with which options are correct, which options are false. Okay, very good. So we fix A belongs to M and of R like in the problem. A is an arbitrary matrix now. So define a linear transformation from M and R to M and R by T of B equal to AB. This is how they defined. So since A is an n by n real matrix, basically A is a linear transformation from Rn to Rn. Very good. So we claim that minimal polynomial of A equal to minimal polynomial of D. T. Okay, let's we will prove it. Okay, proof is very simple. So we prove it. I mean, you have to understand the proof also, so that the proof will help you in solving similar problems. Uh, Similar problems. So in CSIR exam, using this linear transformation T, there are many problems are there. Okay, so I will do this one problem. Like if you understand why this minimal polynomial of A equal to minimal of polynomial of D, so using this proof, actually you can solve other problems also. That's why I am giving the proof also. Okay, let's see. So what we have? We have T of B equal to AB by the definition of the linear transformation D. T. Okay, let's calculate T square of B. What is T square of B? T composition T of B. Okay. So by definition of T composition D of B, that is T of B. Okay. Now T of B, this T of B equal to AB. Right. So what T will do if you feed a matrix B, it will pre-multiply by A. Very good. Now T of AB equal to, now what will this T will do? Pre-multiply another A to this matrix AB. So we'll get A square B. Okay. So similarly, you can observe that Tk of B, if you apply Tk many times, you will get A power K of A power K into B. Okay. So T B is an n by n matrix, A power K is an n by n matrix. So this matrix multiplication is well defined. Okay, very good. So if T is a linear transformation, then T power K is also a linear transformation. We have explicitly said how T power K looks like. Now, this is just a one-line proof why T is a linear transformation. If you define it like this, why it has to be a linear. Anyway, that is just straightforward. So we move on. Now, what we have proved is we have proved that T power K of B equal to A power K times B. That is what we have proved. Now we take some polynomial. Okay, so x square minus 2x minus 3, for example. Okay, now we substitute t on this polynomial p of x. What we get? So for this x we substitute t, we get t square. For this x we substitute t, we get minus 2t. So whenever you substitute a linear transformation in the polynomial, for the constant term you have to replace constant term's identity. Okay. So we get t square minus 2t minus 3i. Now, so what is, now we calculate what is p of t times b. Okay. What is p of t? The polynomial t substituted in the, sorry, linear transformation t substituted in the polynomial p is denoted by p of t. Okay. Now what is p of t of b? So p of t we have calculated it. It is a t square minus 2t minus 3i times b. Now this is all these things are linear transformations, and in the set of all linear transformation, plus minus is defined like this. So you can split t square of b minus 2 times t of b minus 3i of b. Okay, I have taken b individually. Now what is t square of b? We proved that t power k of b equal to a power k of b. Right? Therefore t square b equal to a square b. T of b is ab. I of b is identity. This is an identity transformation from M1R to M1R that takes b to b itself. Okay. So I of b equal to b. Very good. So we get a square minus 2a minus 3i times b. Again I am taking this 3 b's out common. I get a square minus 2a minus 3i times b. But what is this? This is precisely the matrix A substituted in the polynomial p. Then we are evaluating it on b. Okay. So we have proved that uh, P of t evaluated on B is equal to PA evaluated on P multiplied by B. Okay. So maybe I'll just simplify it and show you. I'll just minimize it and show you. So we have proved that P of t times B equal to P of A times B. Okay. So okay. So here we don't need bracket. This is just the matrix multiplication. Okay, P of A is a n by n matrix, B is an n by n matrix, and we just need to product. Okay, so you consider the linear transformation T and you evaluate it in some polynomial, you get a new linear transformation. Okay, for example, this linear transformation t square minus 2t minus 3i is a new linear transformation constructed from t. In that linear transformation, evaluating p is same as first you substitute a in the same polynomial p, then you just you will get a new matrix. Okay, in a polynomial, if you substitute a matrix, you will get a new matrix, and you multiply that matrix by b. Okay, so this is our first observation, and so basically, for to show one example, I have taken this polynomial x square minus 2a minus 2x minus 3, but the same proof will work for any polynomial. Okay, and this matrix b also arbitrary matrix. Okay, so with the same proof idea, we get this equation for any b belongs to MNR, for any p of x belongs to R of x, where R of x is the set of all polynomials with real coefficient. So basically p can be any polynomial, b can be any matrix from MNR. Okay. Now using this equation, we will prove that t and a both have the same minimal polynomial. We take MA of x to be the minimal polynomial of a, MT of x to be the minimal polynomial of t. Okay. So we want to prove that MA of x equal to MT of x. These two polynomials are equal. That is what we want to prove. So how do we prove two polynomials are equal? We prove that MA of x divides MT of x and MT of x divides MA of x. Okay, this polynomial divides that polynomial, and again that polynomial divides this polynomial, kind of situation. That will imply that MA of x is a scalar multiple of MT of x. Okay, if P of x divides Q of x and Q of x divides P of x, we cannot conclude that P of x equal to Q of x. Okay, we can only conclude that P of x equal to some scalar alpha times Q of x. Okay, but this minimal polynomial is always a monic polynomial. Monic polynomial means its leading coefficient is 1. So whenever P of x and Q of x are monic polynomials, then P of x divides Q of x and Q of x divides uh, P of x, implies P of x actually equal to Q of x. Therefore, we will just show that a minimal polynomial divides minimal polynomial of a divides minimal polynomial of d, and we will show that minimal polynomial of d divides minimal polynomial of a. Okay, so from that we can conclude that a and t have the same minimal polynomial. So let's see how to prove the required claim. Okay, so what is the property of minimal polynomial? So you consider a matrix A and you consider its minimal polynomial. Suppose A satisfies some polynomial P of x. Okay, then minimal polynomial divides P of x. Okay, so basically minimal polynomial divides all the polynomials satisfied by A. Okay, therefore we will show that the linear transformation T satisfies the polynomial MA of x. Okay, we will show that the linear transformation T satisfies the minimal polynomial of A. Okay, that means that minimal polynomial of A is minimal polynomial of A is some polynomial satisfied by T. Okay, but by the property of minimal polynomial of T, minimal polynomial of T divides all the polynomials satisfied by T. Therefore, minimal polynomial of T will divides minimal polynomial of A. We will get the one side direction. Conversely, we will prove that minimal polynomial of we will show that minimal polynomial of conversely we will show that A satisfies the minimal polynomial of T. Okay, then minimum polynomial of T is some polynomial satisfied by A by the property of minimal polynomial of A. Minimal polynomial of A divides all the polynomials satisfied by A. Now A satisfies minimal polynomial of T. Therefore, minimal polynomial of A will divides minimal polynomial of T. Okay, so this is the other direction. So basically, we want to show that A satisfies minimal polynomial of T and D satisfies minimal polynomial of A. That then we are done. Okay. So now in we going to use equation 1 in proving uh, prove that A satisfies minimal polynomial of T and T satisfies minimal polynomial of A. Okay, let's see. So again, equation 1 is for any polynomial, okay, and any matrix, okay. Therefore, we substitute, we take P of x equal to minimal polynomial of A. Yeah, and what we'll get? So we get in place of P of t, we get a MA. Yeah, so MA is the minimal polynomial. So for P, we are substituting MA. So we get MA of t of B equal to MA of x of B. Okay. So here and here I have substituted MA. So this implies now MA is the minimal polynomial of A. Therefore, MA of A will be 0 because A satisfies its minimal polynomial. So we get this is 0 times B, 0 times 0 is the 0 matrix, 0 times B will be 0. So we get MA of MA of T of B equal to 0 for all B belongs to M and R. Okay. This means that, so T is a linear transformation. This is a polynomial. You are substituting T in some polynomial that will give us some new linear transformation from M and R to M and R. Okay. T is a linear transformation from M and R to M and R. Therefore, MA of T is also a linear transformation from M and R to M and R. And that linear transformation satisfies whatever B you substitute, the answer is 0. Okay. So what does it mean? That means that this linear transformation is a zero linear transformation. Linear transformation is the only linear transformation which takes all the matrices to zero matrix. Okay. Or which takes all the vectors to zero vectors. Okay. So this implies that this linear transformation MA of T is identically 0. Therefore, T satisfies the minimal polynomial of A. Therefore, minimal polynomial of T divides minimal polynomial of A. Okay. Similarly, you substitute P of x equal to MT of x now in equation 1. We get MT of T of B equal to MT of A of B for all B belongs to M and R. This implies now this MT of T satisfies its minimal polynomial. Therefore, this will be a zero linear transformation. Zero linear transformation acting on 0 will be 0. Okay. Now I have put this MT of A of B equal to 0 for all B belongs to M and R. Okay. Now this is A is a matrix and I am substituting a matrix in some polynomial. I'll get a new matrix. Okay. So MT of A is a new matrix and this is just a matrix multiplication. Here we have just a matrix multiplication. So this matrix into this matrix equal to 0 for all B belongs to M and R. Okay, so MT of B is a 1 n by n matrix that satisfies the condition. If you multiply any matrix B with MT of A, you get 0 matrix. What does that means? So only matrix satisfying this property is the 0 matrix. MT of A is a 0 matrix. Okay, if you take a non-zero matrix, you can always find a matrix B such that their product is non-zero. This is an exercise to you. Maybe I'll just give it as an this is an exercise. So if A not equal to 0, then there exists B not equal to 0 such that AB not equal to 0. Okay. Therefore, only matrix A for which this multiplication is 0 is precisely 0 matrix. Okay. Therefore, A substituted in this polynomial is 0 matrix. That means that A satisfies the minimal polynomial of T. Therefore, minimal polynomial of A divides the minimal polynomial of T. So, from equation 2 and 3, we get minimal polynomial of T divides minimal polynomial of A and minimal polynomial of A divides minimal polynomial of T. Therefore, minimal polynomial of A equal to minimal polynomial of T. Okay. we saw that because they are monic polynomials. Now, since they have a same minimal polynomial, if A is diagonalizable, if and only if we know that, I mean, again, we proved, we discussed this result in one of our 3 videos. It is in part 3. Okay. So you can check in the description at which time this result is discussed. Okay. Please check the description of the videos part 1, 2 and 3. You can see at what time what result is discussed. So you don't need to check the full video if you want to look at something particularly. Okay. Okay. Now it is a general result. A is diagonalizable if and only if its minimal polynomial is product of distinct linear factors. Now suppose MA is product of distinct linear factors. MT is also a product of distinct linear factors because MA and MT are equal. Okay. Now minimal polynomial of T is a product of distinct linear factors implies T is diagonalizable because its minimal polynomial is product of distinct linear factors. Okay. So to show T is diagonalizable, enough to show A is diagonalizable. Now we come to the problem. Okay, it is given that A is a 2 by 2 matrix of trace 2 and determinant minus 3. Then you can find, so the trace is sum of the eigenvalues and determinant is a product of eigenvalues. So from that you can conclude that so this is the sum of the eigenvalues, this is product of the eigenvalues. So we get x square minus 2x minus 3 is the characteristic polynomial of any matrix A satisfying this condition. But this polynomial is can be factored like this, x plus 1 into x minus 3. Okay. So therefore, this is the characteristic polynomial of A. Therefore, A has distinct eigenvalues. Okay, if a matrix has distinct eigenvalues, then A is diagonalizable. Therefore, if A is diagonalizable, then T is diagonalizable. Okay. So what we get? So we get T is diagonalizable. First option is correct. Okay, let's go back. Now I'll point one very important result. Which so the roots of eigenvalues and the roots of characteristic polynomial, they are exactly same. Okay, but only the multiplicity of each eigenvalue varies. Okay, so by using that, if this is the characteristic if this is the characteristic polynomial of given matrix A, then it has a minus 1 is an eigen minus 1 is a root and 3 is a root. Okay, by the result I just tell you, 1 also has to be a minus 1 also has to be a root of eigenvalue. Again 3 also has to be a root of eigenvalue because every root of sorry every because I mean minus 1 is a root of characteristic polynomial. Therefore, minus 1 has to be a root of minimal polynomial. Similarly, 3 is a root of characteristic polynomial. Therefore, 3 also has to be a root of minimal polynomial. Okay. Therefore, we get the minimal polynomial of A is also equal to x plus 1 into x minus 3. Okay. Because every root of minimal polynomial is also a root of characteristic polynomial. Every root of characteristic polynomial is also a root of minimal polynomial. Only the multiplicity, number of times each root occurs, maybe it is higher in the characteristic polynomial. Okay. From that result, we conclude that if x plus 1 into x minus 3 is the characteristic polynomial, then x plus 1 into x minus 3 has to be the minimal polynomial. The minimal polynomial and the characteristic polynomial has to be equal. Why? Because minimal polynomial divides characteristic polynomial. Therefore, the degree of minimal polynomial cannot be higher than the degree of characteristic polynomial. Therefore, degree of the minimal polynomial can be at most 2. Okay. Now, each of these roots has to be occur in minimal polynomial also. Therefore, minimal polynomial has degree 2. Okay, so from that we conclude that this is the minimal polynomial. Now, minimal polynomial is product of distinct linear factors. Uh, okay, if now this is the minimal polynomial of uh, this is the minimal polynomial of A. Okay, if this is the minimal polynomial of A, then this is the minimal polynomial of T also. Okay, if this is the minimal polynomial of T, then what can be the eigenvalues of T? Again, -1 and 3 are the eigenvalues of T. Only the multiplicity changes. Okay, so let me give it here. So this is a general result. If the characteristic polynomial of T, sorry, the characteristic polynomial of T is equal to characteristic polynomial of A whole power n. Okay, so if x minus lambda power m1, x minus lambda power m2, etc., x minus lambda power mk is the characteristic polynomial of A, suppose, then you take power n in all the factors. Okay, n times m1, n times m2, n times mk. This is the characteristic polynomial of T. Okay, so now we know the eigenvalues of T also. For A, eigenvalues are -1 and 3. Therefore, from this result, we can conclude that eigenvalues of T are -1 and 3 are the eigenvalues of A. Therefore, the eigenvalues of T are -1, -1, 3, 3. Okay, since A is a 2 by 2 matrix, each eigenvalue of A repeats that 2 times. If it is generally n by n matrix, then each eigenvalue of A will repeats n times in the linear transformation T. Okay. Okay, good. Now we know the eigenvalues of the linear transformation T. Now we know the eigenvalues of linear transformation T, which is -1, -1, 3, 3. We can eliminate other options. Sorry. Yeah, already we saw option 1 is correct. So now we conclude that option 2 is false because these are the eigenvalues of the linear transformation T. Now T is invertible is correct because 0 is not an eigenvalue of T. Okay, a linear transformation or a matrix is invertible if and only if 0 is an eigenvalue. This means that 1 is an eigenvalue. Okay, because Ax equal to lambda x, in place of lambda we have 1. This means that 1 is an eigenvalue with eigenvector b not equal to 0. But 1 is not an eigenvalue of T. Therefore, we get this option is also false. Okay. So, this is a simple problem. We have, but we have given detailed answer because whatever we learn in this problem, we proved many result for general Mn of R. Okay. So, that is the important thing. So, you can apply this problem for more general question. Okay. So this time they ask about M2 of R, next time they ask in M3 of R, the same question. So you can do because we know the answer for Mn of R now. Again, and on the way we talk about lot of linear algebra. Okay, so all these things are important. It will be useful in other problems also. That is why I am giving such a detailed solution to all the problems. Okay, okay. I hope you guys understand the solution to this problem, and please check. Please check my that three videos on CSR problems and diagonal matrices. I put a link of that videos in this description. Okay, guys, take care. Have a good day.